The more intelligent a man is, the worse he is with women. Let that sink in for a second. The reason she left had nothing to do with you not being good enough. You treated her right, you showed up, you were loyal, you did everything they tell men to do. And she still walked away. Or worse, she stayed but stopped looking at you the same way. The spark died, she became distant, and you're sitting there asking yourself, what did I do wrong? Here's the truth. You didn't do anything wrong. You just made the same 9 mistakes every good man makes. Mistakes that kill attraction silently. Mistakes that make her lose interest while you think you're doing everything right. The guys keeping women obsessed, they're not better than you. Most of them are worse, but they understand something you don't. Today, I'm exposing those 9 mistakes. And once you hear them, you'll finally understand why she left. Why the pattern keeps repeating, and exactly how to stop it. This isn't theory. This will change everything. Turn off your distractions, because in the next few minutes, everything you thought you knew about attraction is about to flip upside down. Oh, and before we continue, I've got something special for you. A free ebook called The Female Mind Control Handbook. It reveals the hidden secrets to making any woman crave you. Grab it now, link in the description or pinned comment below. Let's begin. Mistake 1. Over-explaining yourself like you're on trial. Picture this. She texts you, "Why didn't you call me back yesterday?" And instead of a simple answer, you launch into a full dissertation. "Well, I was in a meeting that ran late, then I had to pick up groceries, and by the time I got home I was exhausted. And I meant to call, but I figured you were probably busy too, so I didn't want to bother you." Stop. Just stop. Smart men fall into this trap more than anyone because they're used to being right. They're used to having answers. They're conditioned to explain, justify, and prove their logic. But here's the problem: when you over-explain yourself to a woman, you're not communicating. You're apologizing for existing. And the moment you start seeking her approval for every decision you make, you've handed over the power dynamic. She doesn't see a confident man anymore. She sees someone who's afraid of her judgment. Someone who needs permission to live his own life. Let me be clear. Communication is important. Clarity is valuable. But there's a massive difference between explaining and defending. When you explain, you're sharing information. When you defend, you're seeking validation. And women can smell the difference from a mile away. Here's what a high-value man does instead. She asks why you didn't text back. You say, "I was handling something. I'm here now." That's it. No novel. No justification. No emotional tap dance to prove you're still worthy of her attention. Because real confidence doesn't beg to be understood. It lets your presence speak. Think about the men women actually chase, the ones they can't stop thinking about. Do those men explain every move? Do they justify their schedule? No. They move through life with purpose, and if she doesn't understand, that's her problem to figure out. Now, I'm not saying be cold or dismissive. I'm saying stop treating every question like an interrogation. Stop living like you owe her a PowerPoint presentation for every choice you make. If she respects you, she won't demand a play-by-play of your life. And if she does, no amount of explaining will satisfy her because the issue isn't your answers, it's her lack of respect. Remember this: mystery creates attraction. Clarity creates trust. But over-explaining, that kills both. Say what needs to be said, say it with conviction, then move on. Your time, your energy, and your frame are too valuable to waste defending yourself to someone who should already trust you. Mistake 2. Chasing when she pulls away. There's a difference between pursuing and chasing, and most men don't know where the line is. Pursuing is effort with direction. It's intentional, it's confident. It's saying, "I see something in you, and I'm willing to show up for it." Chasing, on the other hand, is desperate motion with no traction. It's texting her 3 times when she didn't respond. It's rearranging your entire schedule to fit hers. It's bending over backwards to prove you're worth her time while she does nothing to prove she's worth yours. And the second you start chasing, she knows it. Women are wired to test. Not because they're cruel, not because they're playing games, but because instinct demands they find out if you're truly as solid as you appear. So she pulls back. She goes quiet for a day. She mentions she's busy. She watches to see what you'll do. Will you panic? Will you flood her phone with messages? Will you start offering more attention, more effort, more validation just to pull her back in? Or will you stand firm? Smart men fail this test constantly because they think effort equals value. They believe that if they just try harder, if they just show her how much they care, she'll come around. But here's the harsh truth. Every time you chase, you teach her to value you less. Because women don't fall for men who chase. They fall for men who lead. Men who pursue when the energy is mutual, but who fall back effortlessly when it's not. Men who understand that if she wants you, she'll show up, and if she doesn't, that silence is your answer. I'm not telling you to play games. I'm telling you to stop betraying your own value. The moment you start chasing a woman who isn't meeting you halfway, you're communicating one thing. I don't think I'm good enough, so I need to prove myself to you. And once she believes that, attraction dies. Here's the rule. Match energy. Don't manufacture it. If she's engaged, responsive, and putting in effort, then absolutely pursue. But if she's distant, inconsistent, or making you work twice as hard just to get basic respect, pull back, not out of spite, not to manipulate, but because you respect yourself too much to beg for someone's attention. The right woman won't make you chase. She'll make the path clear. And if she doesn't, she's not the one. Move on. Mistake 3. Revealing your whole life too soon. You meet her. The chemistry is undeniable. Conversations flow. She laughs at your jokes. You feel like you finally found someone who gets you. And before you know it, you're telling her everything, your childhood traumas, your ex who broke your heart, your biggest insecurities, your wildest dreams, all within the first 2 weeks. That might feel deep. It might feel like connection, but it's actually dangerous. Because smart men confuse vulnerability with emotional dumping. They think that opening up early builds intimacy, but what it actually does is kill mystery. And mystery, brother, is one of the most powerful forces in attraction. Women don't fall for men they fully understand. They fall for men they're still figuring out. The moment you lay your entire soul on the table, you remove the intrigue. You remove the chase. You remove her desire to discover who you really are because you've already told her everything. Let me be clear. Vulnerability is powerful, but only when it's earned, only when it's strategic, only when it comes from a place of strength, not neediness. A high-value man reveals himself slowly. He lets her ask questions. He lets her lean in. He shares pieces of his story when the moment is right, not because he's desperate for her to understand him. He knows that the less he reveals at once, the more valuable his truth becomes. Think of it like this. If you give someone a full meal in one bite, they're overwhelmed. But if you give them small, delicious tastes over time, they keep coming back for more. That's how you build emotional connection without suffocating it. Now, this doesn't mean you become a closed book. It doesn't mean you hide who you are. It means you understand timing. It means you let intimacy build naturally instead of forcing it. Because when you overshare too soon, you risk turning emotional connection into emotional pressure. And pressure doesn't breed attraction, it breeds discomfort. So here's the move. When she asks about your past, give her the highlights, not the full documentary. When she wants to know your dreams, share the vision, not the blueprint. Let her earn your depth. Let her prove she's worthy of your story before you hand it over. The right woman will appreciate the layers. The wrong one will lose interest the second she thinks she's figured you out. Either way, you win by keeping some cards close to your chest. Mistake 4. Trying to fix her problems. She's having a bad day. She's stressed about work. She's upset about something her friend said. And your first instinct, like any good man, is to jump in and fix it. You start offering solutions, giving advice, trying to make everything better. Stop. Just stop. Smart men fall into this trap because they're problem solvers by nature. You see an issue, you want to solve it. That's how you operate in every other area of life. But here's what you need to understand. When a woman vents to you, she's not asking you to be her therapist. She's not asking you to rescue her. She's asking you to hold space, trying to fix a woman, especially early in a relationship, does two catastrophic things. 1. It puts you in a parent role, which kills attraction instantly. 2. It makes you responsible for problems that aren't yours to carry. A woman in chaos doesn't need you to save her. She needs a man who's grounded enough not to get pulled into her storm. She needs you to listen without trying to control the outcome. She needs you to show empathy without losing your frame. Here's the truth most men don't want to hear. She doesn't want your solutions. She wants your presence. She wants to feel heard, validated, and supported. But the second you start acting like her life coach, you've shifted the dynamic from attraction to obligation. Being stoic doesn't mean being cold. It means being clear about what's yours to carry and what isn't. You can care without caretaking. You can support without smothering. You can be there for her without making her problems your identity. So next time she's upset, don't rush to fix it. Listen, nod, let her talk, and when she's done, don't offer a 10-point plan to solve her life. Just say, "That sounds rough. I'm here if you need me." Then let her walk her own path. If she wants to heal, she will with or without you. And if she doesn't, no amount of advice from you will change that. Save your energy for your own mission. That's where your power lives. Mistake 5. Neglecting your purpose for her. This one's a silent killer. You meet someone, sparks fly, the chemistry is electric. You start spending more time with her, and little by little, the gym sessions drop off. Your business goals slow down, your friendships fade, your side projects gather dust. Suddenly, your entire world revolves around her. She didn't ask for that, and even if she's enjoying the attention right now, deep down, she's losing respect for you. Because here's the paradox smart men miss. Women are attracted to men with purpose, not men who make them the purpose. Your mission isn't optional. It's oxygen. It's the foundation of your masculine energy. It's what makes you magnetic in the first place. And the moment you abandon it to focus all your energy on her, you've become less of the man she was originally attracted to. Women don't want to be the center of your world. They want to be part of something bigger. They want a man who's chasing a vision so compelling that she has to work to fit into it. A man whose life is full, whose calendar is packed, whose energy is focused on building something that matters. Because when a man has something bigger than her to chase, she'll chase him. But when you drop everything for her, when you're always available, always free, always waiting for her text, you've communicated that you don't value your own time. And if you don't value it, why should she? Let me be brutally honest. If a woman pulls you away from your purpose, one of two things is true. You're with the wrong woman, or you've lost the plot. Either way, the solution is the same. Get back to your mission. Hold your frame. Follow your purpose. Make her a part of your life, not the center. Let her see that you're a man on a path, not a man waiting on her approval to feel complete. The right woman will respect that. She'll admire your discipline. She'll feel honored to support your vision. And she'll never ask you to shrink yourself to make her feel bigger. But if she demands all your time, all your attention, all your energy, walk away. Because a woman who wants to dim your light isn't building with you, she's draining you. Your purpose is your power. Protect it like your life depends on it, because it does. Mistake 6. Competing for her attention. You're at a party. She's laughing with some other guy. Your heart skips. Your ego flinches. And suddenly, you're overcompensating, louder jokes, bigger gestures, trying to win her back in the moment. Stop. The second you compete for her attention, you've already lost. Because the moment you do, you've admitted without words that you see yourself as less than, that her attention is a prize you're scrambling to prove you're worthy of, and women pick up on that instantly. Here's the brutal truth. Real value doesn't chase validation. It commands presence. Let her laugh with other guys. Let her talk to the bartender. Let her drift a little. And while she's doing that, you remain unmoved. Not cold, not arrogant, just centered. Grounded in your own worth. When you try to outshine another man, you look like every other insecure guy in the room. But when you stay calm, when you don't flinch, When you're completely comfortable letting her move through the space without needing to control her every interaction. That's when you separate yourself. Because the man who doesn't panic when her attention wanders, that's the one she can't stop thinking about. Most men don't realize this, but women test your confidence in social settings all the time. They want to see if you trust yourself enough to let them exist without clinging. They want to know if your security comes from within, or if it depends on her constant validation. And every time you compete, every time you react, every time you try to pull her focus back to you, you fail that test. So, here's the move. When she's talking to another guy, relax, smile, talk to someone else, enjoy yourself. Show her that your happiness doesn't depend on her proximity. Show her that you're the kind of man who's magnetic not because he demands attention, but because he doesn't need it. And watch what happens. 9 times out of 10, she'll come back to you. Not because you begged, not because you competed, but because you were the only man in the room who didn't. Mistake 7. Making her the source of your happiness. Let's get brutally honest for a second. If she's the reason you're smiling, she'll eventually be the reason you're broken. Too many smart men build their entire emotional world around a woman. They make her the light, the peace, the purpose. And then one day, she leaves. And the whole damn world collapses. Here's the problem. When you make a woman responsible for your happiness, you become a weight she has to carry. And no woman, no matter how much she cares about you, wants to be responsible for a grown man's emotional stability. Smart men build happiness from within. They don't rely on her mood, her texts, her compliments to feel whole. They find peace in discipline, joy in solitude, meaning in mission. They know that their emotional state is their responsibility and theirs alone. Because here's the paradox. The more self-sufficient you are emotionally, the more women feel magnetically drawn to you. Neediness repels. Wholeness attracts. A woman is meant to add to your happiness, not become it. She's meant to enhance your life, not complete it. And if you can't be good without her, then you're not ready for her in the first place. So before you give her your heart, ask yourself, am I already good without her? Do I have peace when I'm alone? Am I whole on my own? If the answer is no, fix that first. Build your inner foundation. Find your center. Create a life so fulfilling that a woman becomes a bonus, not a necessity. Because when you stop needing her to make you happy, something powerful happens. She stops seeing you as needy and starts seeing you as a man who chose her, not because he had to, but because he wanted to. And that, brother, is where real attraction lives. Mistake 8. Reacting emotionally to her. She pulls back. She flirts with another guy in front of you. She questions your ambition. She makes a sarcastic comment about your masculinity. And you get triggered. You snap. You call her out. Or worse, you start doubting yourself. Congratulations, you just failed the test. Because that's what it was, a test. A subconscious one most times, but a test nonetheless. And you failed by reacting emotionally. Women test men not because they're cruel, but because they need to feel your strength. They need to know, can he handle my storms? Is he centered in who he is? Can he lead even when I push? These tests aren't about winning or losing. They're about showing her that her emotional waves don't move your mountain. Smart men fail these tests constantly because they take everything personally. They think every challenge is an attack. They don't realize that she's not trying to hurt them, she's trying to see if they're solid enough to stand firm when the wind blows. So here's what a high-value man does. When she tries to push your buttons, you don't react. You observe, you breathe, you smile, you stay still. She says, "You're not as ambitious as my ex." You don't defend yourself. You don't get angry. You just look at her calmly and say, "Interesting perspective," then change the subject. She flirts with another guy to make you jealous. You don't compete. You don't react. You stay engaged in your own conversation, completely unbothered. Because when you refuse to take the bait, when you remain emotionally unshaken no matter what she throws at you, you pass the test without even trying. And that's when she realizes, this man is different. This man can't be controlled. This man is solid. Remember, She's not testing you because she wants you to fail. She's testing you because she wants you to pass. She wants to feel safe with a man who won't crumble under pressure. So, don't give her the satisfaction of watching you break. Stay calm, stay grounded, and let her see that no matter what game she plays, you're not playing, you're just living. Mistake 9. Apologizing for your standards. You want loyalty. You want femininity. You want peace, not drama. You want a woman who brings value, energy, and purpose into your life. That doesn't make you controlling. That makes you a man with standards. But the world and even some women will try to shame you for it. They'll say you're asking for too much. They'll call you insecure, intimidating, unrealistic. They'll tell you that real men accept women as they are, flaws and all. Nah, real men hold the line. You don't apologize for wanting a woman who aligns with your vision. You don't lower your standards because someone accuses you of being too picky. You don't settle for less just to avoid being alone. Because here's the truth. A man with no standards is a man with no self-respect. And a man with no self-respect will never attract a high-value woman. He'll attract chaos, drama, and women who see him as easy to manipulate. Smart men don't demand perfection, but they do demand alignment. They know what they bring to the table, and they expect a woman to bring something equally valuable. Not the same things, but complementary things. Loyalty, support, respect, peace. And if she doesn't meet those standards, you leave, calmly, clearly, without resentment, because your peace is sacred, your time is valuable, and your life is too important to waste on someone who doesn't enhance it. Don't let anyone shame you into thinking your standards are too high. The right woman will respect them, she'll rise to meet them, and she'll appreciate the fact that you're not like every other guy who's willing to accept anything just to avoid being single. Because when you hold your standards, you don't just attract better women, you become a better man. These 9 mistakes, they're not about being perfect, they're about being aware. Because once you see them, once you understand how you've been breaking your own value, you can't unsee it. And from this point on, your interactions with women will never be the same. You won't over-explain, you won't chase, you won't reveal everything too soon, you won't try to fix her, you won't neglect your purpose, you won't compete for attention. You won't make her your source of happiness, you won't react to her tests, and you won't apologize for your standards. You'll move through the world like a man who knows his worth, a man who leads, not follows, a man who understands that attraction isn't about tricks or tactics, it's about mastering yourself. And when you master yourself, women don't just notice, they chase. If this resonated with you, if you see yourself in any of these mistakes, then don't just watch and forget. Subscribe to Stoic Eyes for more wisdom on mastering yourself and understanding the game. Because the truth is, once you stop making these mistakes, you won't just understand women better, you'll have the upper hand. Until next time, stay strong, stay grounded, and never chase. This is Stoic Eyes.